It's launching soon, right?
Does anyone else find it odd that whenever it's a sunny day, but the weather report says that it's going to be cloudy, a bunch of planes go up and start leaving contrails all over the sky?
Do you still think these giant craters are caused by asteroids? Aw, that's sweet. Well, if you don't want that fantasy ruined for you, I wouldn't keep watching.
Have you guys seen this video where the passenger on this plane is flying over Turkey and taking a video of the view and captures on camera what they think are people stranded on this island right here?
Welcome back to The Wizard's Fish. I just wanted to give a massive shout out to everybody. Everybody who's been watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. Man, like, wow. That's all I can say is wow. I'm impressed. Thank you. As usual, I'm not going to waste any time. Viewer discretion is advised, and everything that you see in here will be for entertainment purposes only. Let's get into it. Just out for a stroll with my buddies. Couple more back there. They're coming. So those are my dear friends. There's like 8 or 9 of them, all different sizes and ages. But yeah, they come to my house on the daily. I may or may not give them treats from time to time.
Don't ever put anything in a text message. At the CIA on our very first day, they told us not to ever say or do anything that we would be ashamed to see on the front page of the Washington Post. I took that seriously. The truth of the matter is, because of technology, the way it is today, our whole lives are out there potentially for someone to see, for someone to use against us. So be careful what you say, be careful what you write, even in jest, because it can be taken out of context to target you.
And what about digital security? I think we all go around assuming that our devices are secure.
They're not secure.
Oh my God, this is what I'm witnessing. He's going the wrong way. This car is going the wrong way. There's cars swerving everywhere trying to get off the road.
I've seen this in person too many times.
I called the police several times. They were obstruction in the vehicle. He was slowing down traffic. Oh my God. Oh, he almost just hit a car. The car just swerved. He almost just hit a car. An 18-wheeler. Oh, an 18-wheeler just hit him head on. Oh my God, an 18-wheeler just hit him head on. Oh.
Good thing he wasn't going too fast.
Hit him head on. Hey, yeah you are. Are you trying to kill yourself, man?
I don't think he knows.
Is he from another country or something?
Yeah,
I think he's not in his right mind. He was on this side of the road at first and he turned around.
Sir.
Are you okay? Oh, man.
That could have been so much worse.
Oh my God.
Police finally arrived. Police finally arriving.
I've seen him from
Oh, my
down
goodness.
there. I said,
It's kind of funny that the Gentiles or the Christians wanted to make Jesus the Mashiach, right? Sorry to use that word, but in certain contexts I'll use his name. Yeah, sometimes I just call him JC because of all the that's been spilled over him is like it's. And by the way, it has nothing to do with him. It had to do with people pushing a narrative about him and about us more than him, and and wound up a lot of Jews. So sometimes I'm not so respectful. Oh, thinking he was Mashiach, they blew him as Messiah. You know why? Because he has to be from the tribe of Judah. How do you know the tribe? How do you know how do you know the tribe of a person? Michael, we got a spot for you right here. How do you know the tribe of a person? Where's the tribe come through? A father. How do you know you're a Kohen? It's your father, right? The tribe comes through the father. Get that? So they really blew it with the virgin birth, right? Immaculate conception. There's a spot right here. Can you slide over, please? The Immaculate Conception is, that it was a virgin birth was a really, really bad idea because it has to come through the father. And in this particular case, there's no father. And so before you even start thinking somebody's the Messiah, you need the very first checkoff. Who's the father? And if we can see the father is from the tribe of Judah, maybe we got our Mashiach. But the second you have no father, which obviously never happens because, who was born out of, without a father. So obviously this is, it disqualifies JC as Messiah, immediately. But just back to the beginning is that the Western civilization, especially the Christian world, is overly fixated on an individual. And again, that sometimes correlates with IQ when people are overly involved in that. Whereas the perspective has to do with an era. That's what we're concerned about. To get to that era requires leadership.
So I believe it was the last video that I posted or the one before that. I'm pretty sure it was the last one though, that there was that clip about where they found the red fluid that contained all the female chromosomes and only one other one, and it was still alive, which basically gives proof of Jesus being who he said he was. So yeah, it's just misleading what these people are teaching each other.
Scariest part of the story, and this will be most particularly scary to you, is that the person, to see through the eyes of another person, often had to hold hair from the person that they were trying to view, which is exactly what you do in the Santeria. And so they say in that practice, the taking of someone's hair is to take a part of their soul. Yeah. And if eyes are the windows to the soul and you want to see through someone else's soul, you sit in this chair attached to these frequencies, and then you literally have the power to possess in some way their soul by holding the hair.
Is
that why monks have no hair? Hey, I mean, come on.
But the telepathy tapes, where that was a pretty common thing, where these kids were seeing through someone else's eyes and being which I'm dude, I'm locked in. The telepathy tapes, I basically believe all of it. I'm just yes. Yeah. But yeah, so it's okay, well that's a thing. So
you get MK Ultra, where they're using psychedelics to try to enter this world. Then you get, I think it was Project Often, where they start to mix in witchcraft and occultism, and then everything gets exposed.
Watch this before they take this down and nerf the algorithm, because they're not spreading this video at all. I'm going to show you two videos that the White House actually deleted. You tell me what you think.
Very cool. It's the luncheon soon, right?
Yes.
Very cool. It's the luncheon soon, right?
Yes.
Very cool. It's the luncheon soon, right?
Yes.
Cell phone and a speaker.
Do you know that you can get banned from DMT?
Really?
Dude, you got to look this up.
I've heard of this before.
There are thousands of people out there who are using DMT recreationally, and the beings up there basically told them, you are done and you're banned from DMT, and the journey stops right there in that moment, and the guy can take hit after hit after hit after hit of DMT and nothing happens. you can be banned from that realm or whatever it is. I think they call it hyperspace now.
In the culture surrounding DMT, there is a widely reported anecdote phenomenon called being locked out of hyperspace. Many frequent users report reaching a point where the drug simply stops working as expected regardless of the dose.
When we heard the crashing sound, it was something that we'd never heard before.
Oh, we're going to cancel out. Got the repeater on. Put the radio on channel 2.
Yeah, so back when I was a city bus driver, I had a woman on my bus in a wheelchair that was blinded and had some pretty bad scarring and burns. And she was telling her story to a couple passengers on the bus that she was at the Twin Towers when the whole thing happened. And man, like hearing the story from somebody like who was there, like it's nuts, especially like knowing all the stuff that we know. Yeah, it just made it that much like crazier to hear the story from like somebody who was actually there. But yeah, man, it's a crazy world we live in.
We are the slaves. We are the slaves. This goy slop, they look at us as goy, as lesser than. We are lesser than. We are the ones to do their dirty work, to clean up their garbage. Look at what Sarah Netanyahu does every time she comes to America. She brings trunk loads and suitcases of dirty laundry so the White House laundromat people can clean her dirty sheets and iron them. You think I'm making it up about the goy and what they think of us? That's what they think of all of us, 99%. And maybe if you're a millionaire and a billionaire and you're still a goy, like Epstein did business with the goys, it's all there. It's in the Epstein files.
About getting rid of all the poor people.
Yeah,
in the file.
Yeah, I mean, we're nothing. We are there's a YouTube channel, I think his name is Ashmogoyan or Ashmogolian, who literally said yesterday, you know what? Everyone has always been a good choice. I think it makes sense. I think we should kill everyone.
You don't think that? They said
He said that. This guy, Ashmogolian, said he was really mentioning, he's pro-Israel. So he's basically saying, do it to the Iranians, do it to all the people that don't fall into line and manufacture consent, who completely follow the mainstream media narrative that Israel is the top, MEGA, make Israel great again, forget about everyone else. Germany's already doing it with Staatsräson. They don't have to do anything to Germany. Germany's already doing it. Staatsräson. Germany exists for Israel. It is doing its deeds. And we see the evidence yesterday, and we'll see the evidence in the next few weeks of what Germany will say. Because if Germany says we will stand with Israel and we will do whatever they tell us to do, I can say boom, boom, Berlin.
And you don't want that, of course.
Of course I don't want that. Of course I don't want that. Who wants to die? But at the end of the day, we have to talk about this. Germans think that they're not touched. They think they're not touched. We are all touched. I think about this. I dream about this. We are in this. If people think that their little houses and their little areas are going to be free from all of this, you don't think your children are affected by this? Just because 180 are massacred and beheaded, and people, I saw the footage of mothers finding pieces of their children. Oh, it doesn't matter to me.
You want to know how the airlines are really doing? Listen to this pilot.
I don't really care what your political persuasion is, but you should really call your senators.
Call your senators.
Because I'll tell you, this is costing the airlines millions of dollars. And just think of 30 airplanes with one engine running. And it's going to take us at least 90 minutes to take off. So it's frustrating. It's really frustrating for me. costs about 2 hours of our lives on the ground before we even take off. Spend all that gas, all that money, and it just rolls into the rest of this system. So right now we're at a 4% reduction in flight capacity. Next week we go to 10. Last night I had a 6-hour delay in Houston, and the weather was perfect. It's because the air traffic controllers aren't getting paid.
You heard what this man said at the very end there. People are not getting paid. People, this is the cold, hard reality of what these airlines are going through. Absolutely terrible.
That is crazy. Man, that is insane. I definitely recommend listening to that clip with headphones.
I had a guest on a little while ago. His name was Boston 2%, and he wrote a book called The Bible. And one of the things he talks about is how meth thins the veil. You know, and having experienced that myself, and witnessing it in Donna and other people that I knew, I can deeply resonate with that. How it sort of thins the veil between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. You know, and not in a good way. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I can definitely agree. It really depletes part of who you are here, so then I think you probably spend some of your time having to live in that other realm because you can't connect to yourself in the 3D.
Now, they were circumcised by an Orthodox family. It was part of their tradition. And part of the problem is after the circumcision took place, they applied something known as direct oral suction.
Jeffrey Epstein said, "You missed a big event on Saturday. There were a dozen one-year-olds. Hey, by the way, happy Hanukkah. Somebody aged 10. Where are you? Are you okay? I loved the torture video, Jeffrey. The more you are, the smarter you are. As you probably know, I represent the Rothschilds. It doesn't matter what the Goyim say. What matters is what the Jays say. Goyim were born only to serve us."
So traffic acting is a real thing.
Yeah.
How did you get into this?
Just casting.
Central casting? Oh, dude, we've heard about central casting. This isn't the first time that this has come up. Is this central casting 2.0, the special one that you have to know somebody?
Yes. Oh, definitely.
How did you stop traffic?
I would be on a bike, skate across the 4 lanes, traffic dies down, builds it up.
It seems like the people who have the most to gain from this is big oil.
I can't.
Oh. If there was no traffic actors, what would traffic be like in Los Angeles?
It would be great. Everyone would get around anywhere. Oh, you could go anywhere.
I always knew something was up. If everybody's going the same speed at the same time in the same, it should just be a flow.
It'd be like anywhere else in the world.
At any given time, how many traffic actors are acting at one time?
Oh, they're upwards to hundreds.
Hundreds in Southern California.
The traffic. And look at like 134, 101. The 405 alone at least has 6 actors a day.
Oh my God. Well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing this, and I'm just glad, I'm glad someone's talking about it, because we've heard this rumor for a long time.
Yeah, it's good to get it off my chest.
Stop! You interrupt me one more time, you are being held in direct contempt of court, and
Yes,
you can
ma'am.
wipe that smirk off
I don't
your
have a
face.
smirk on my face.
Oh, yes, you do.
I do not.
I am not going to tolerate this from you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Fill out the request, get the form from our court clerk. You interrupted again. Do not throw your...
I did not throw. It fell off the bench. Please stop stating things that are not true, ma'am.
Sir, you've got a room full of witnesses.
I do. I put it down. I did. I put it down and it fell down.
Yes,
Yes.
because you're out of line.
Yeah,
Of course.
I guess so.
Okay. If I push that
Or maybe
button-
because I'm a transgender attorney practicing all over the state.
I don't know what you are.
You do, ma'am. It's not. You do.
I don't know whether
You do,
you're
ma'am. You
transgender,
do. You
other
do.
than you have just now
No,
advised
ma'am,
me
you
that
do.
doesn't-
Get out of my face, sir.
You may step
Get
back.
out of my face.
You should leave this county.
Get out of my face. Get out of my
These
face.
people are my friends, and you're being ugly.
And get out of my face.
Let the train line back.
Why?
Because you're in direct contempt of court. and I'm
He
thinking
shouted
about-
at me. No, I'm not being. You
Settle down, walk that way.
settle down. Do not grab me. Do not grab me. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You're hurting me. You're hurting me. You just kicked me. You just kicked me. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Put your hand behind your
I
back.
cannot breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Always the aggressor and the victim
Run.
at the same time.
Please. Please. I don't. Get a female officer now. Get a female officer now. Get a female officer now. There aren't any.
Why would you get a female for a man?
Anyone else find it odd that whenever it's a sunny day, but the weather report says that it's going to be cloudy, a bunch of planes go up and start leaving contrails all over the sky? Just a few hours ago, it was completely sunny, but the weather report said that it's going to be cloudy, and I look up and I see at least 10 planes spraying or leaving contrails all over the sky. Those contrails started turning into something that looks like a cloud, but after around an hour or so, they went away. But don't worry, around 15 other planes were ready to go right back up. It's currently almost 3 p.m. and they've been spraying or leaving contrails for the last 4 hours now, and it doesn't seem like they're going to stop because they're updating the weather report every hour saying clouds incoming, clouds incoming. It's going to be an extremely cloudy day. It's actually saying it's going to be cloudy for the next week. It almost seems like they're trying to modify the weather, but if you would have said that a few years ago, you would have been told that you're a conspiracy theorist because they had not yet admitted that they had been doing geoengineering and cloud seeding for the past 30 to 40 years, but now it's openly available information. For whatever reason, whenever people look up and see loads of lines in the sky, they don't think anything of it and they think this is just natural weather. Look at the clouds, 20, 30 years ago before they were using this as much. From all the old movies, from all the old pictures, they used to look really nice. How much longer are people going to accept that the government is messing with our weather and no one voted for this, no one asked for this, no one wanted this? They're just doing it without our consent. As I'm recording this, I can see there's a couple new lines that popped up. The best thing we can possibly do is completely focus on our health and do everything in our power to counteract the negative effects of whatever is in those contrails.
Statue of David from the World's Fair stood in California for 42 years till it moved to Florida. Story check out? Ripley's Believe It or Not. 1887, 1888. Come on, man. A castle in Florida in the 1800s? Why would you build something so big? Castle Warden? Is that ringing a bell to anyone? Come on, man. Make it make sense. Moorish style? The Moors in Florida, huh? Come on, sound off. Does this make sense? Am I reaching? Ripley's Believe It or Not? Come on, man. Sound off. Make it make sense. 1887, huh? Come on, man. Come on. This makes sense to who? To who? I know this right next door. It's like a little mini castle. What were they doing back then, huh? Ripley's? Believe it or not? Come on, man. Come on, St. Augustine. What were you doing back then? Star forts, castles? Come on. Someone tell me, explain this to me like I'm a buffoon from Brooklyn that doesn't know about castles in Florida. You know what I mean? There's castles on the flags everywhere. There's lions on the flags everywhere. Red Flag Central. Tell me that this is what sand castles were built off of. This castle here. Like, oh, that's how the sand castle was invented, you big Loop? Come on, man. Damn right. This doesn't make sense anywhere. Starford Castle, the little castle next door. Ripley's Believe It or Not. Make it make sense. The she crab. So sweet. Oh, thank you. Crab cheese, crawfish fondue. What do you got here? The mahi mahi? A redfish. And the grouper with the grit cake. Definitely check Harry's out. Make it make sense.
A bandana tied around my arm to cover it up. As soon as I got back from India, I went to a tattoo parlor and I drilled over it myself, turning the into a black blob. Then I showed my buddy Bam Margera the cover-up, and he says, "You should turn that blob into an ostrich." And so we did. I got Bam to draw the ostrich, and Kat Von D tattooed it, and I thought this was like problem solved. Problem solved. And I didn't even really think about it until I made a bit about it in my stand-up, which is on my first comedy special, Steve-O Guilty as Charged.
When your cover-up tattoo is a guy fucking an ostrich, that's when you know you started off with something pretty rotten.
What do you guys do for work here? Do you guys have like businesses, like work a job? Do you guys study Torah?
I have a job.
What do you do?
I'm in sales.
Are you lying to me? Just the way you looked at him, I'm just like, what? Is it just ink? What do you do?
I'm doing sales.
What do you sell?
Food.
Why do you keep looking at him? Okay. What food do you sell?
Chocolates.
What? I feel like I'm getting bamboozled right here. I don't understand the look back there.
Do you still think these giant craters are caused by asteroids? Aw, that's sweet. Well, if you don't want that fantasy ruined for you, I wouldn't keep watching. Let's start by looking how many of these craters have been found. And the Google machine says 190, but I've seen up to 195, which is awfully close to the number 200. 200 that just happens to be the exact same number of the fallen angels or watchers that were banished down to Earth for committing sins with human women? And then what if I also told you there's a pyramid in the middle of a crazy city where at the very top of it was a chamber where they had 200 perfectly aligned, beautiful seats. 200 exactly. And then I told you that the town name that pyramid's in just happens to be an anagram of the word Satan. Also has a light in it that looks very, very familiar. So familiar that I knew I had seen it somewhere before. We know what that is. That's the Olympic torch. And if you've seen my Chicago or New York videos, you know who that really is, holding that torch. The head of the fallen angels, Lucifer, the light bearer. The light bearer who not only puts his light in plain sight, but puts his home at the head of a phoenix. And we just know how Hollywood loves to tell us the truth right in their movies.
We were once open with light. It was not our place to interfere. Yet we chose to try and help mankind. And when we disobeyed the Creator, He punished us. We were encrusted by your world. Rock and mud shackled our fiery glow.
Maybe, just maybe, there are some fallen angels here, and they're trying to deceive us to get revenge on God. Trying to make us think there is no God, and that we just came on an accident, random Big Bang, and that we evolved from monkeys, and that we live on just one of infinite spinning balls. But I know the truth. I know they're not even possible the way they tell us, because I've researched. And if you still think these are caused from asteroids from outer space, my friend, you have a lot of research to do. My hope for you is that one day you get to fire up your butt so bad They will stop at nothing.
The man you just saw in that video was a real-life Tony Stark. His name was Troy Hurtubise, and he is from Canada. Troy's explicitly stated goal was to build a bear-proof suit, and so that's what he set out to do. As you saw in that footage, he tested the suit over and over and over again, and the process of him building this suit was chronicled in a film called Project Grizzly. But Troy was an avid inventor. He also invented something called Trojan armor, which was basically a protective suit that he unveiled in 2007, which would protect soldiers from enemy gunfire. And he even claimed that the 40-pound suit could withstand bullets fired from high-powered weapons, including an elephant gun. And he published a video showing a 9mm, a .357 handgun, and a 12-gauge shotgun being fired at the armor, and there being no marks on the ballistic clay underneath afterwards. He also created something called fire paste, which was an intumescent white paste that when dry is flame and heat resistant. And he also invented something he called Angel Light. And I'm just going to read this to you. According to him, this device made walls, hands, stealth shielding, and other objects transparent. After testing the device on his own hand, he claimed he could see his own blood vessels and muscle tissue as clearly as if the skin had been pulled back, but it caused numbness and he began to feel ill. Sadly, on June 17, 2018, Troy was killed at a very young age. He was only 54. He was traveling on the highway and his vehicle collided with a transport truck carrying gasoline, which sparked an explosion. The transport driver suffered minor injuries, but Troy's body was discovered inside the burned passenger vehicle. He was only 54 years old. So there's so much to this guy's life story and so many interesting facets about his existence and his inventions. But that footage at the beginning is absolutely astounding. I mean, he's really taking a beating and just getting up and seemingly walking it off.
If you have a child in the public education system, I need you to listen to me real quick. I am in college right now to get my bachelor's in education, bachelor's in science and education, okay? I'm taking all the classes to become a teacher, to work in a public school system. Tell me why there's a conspiracy theory that schools are indoctrinating children and that schools are teaching skewed versions of history, and the liberals are like, no, that's not true. That couldn't possibly be true. We're still learning about things like the Holocaust and World War I. No, these books literally tell you verbatim, exactly word for word, that is 100% a fact, not a conspiracy. There's a sentence in this book, and I'm not kidding you verbatim. It says, the United States chooses its curriculum based on its own ideologies of history and its own self-interests. Pardon? What? So if you're curious on whether or not the school system is purposefully leaving out certain pieces of history or purposefully teaching things like slavery's only black people and that slaves were only bought by white people, that's wrong. And they're teaching that on purpose so that the kids only have one narrative to go based off of and not actual history. If you're an analytical person like me who wants to research all of this stuff, go for it. But the book that I'm reading is called Teachers, Schools, and Society, and it's for a class that's issues in education. And I think I found the issues with the education, guys. It's laid out right there in front of you. The teachers are the people being indoctrinated and brainwashed to think that we need to teach kids to be socialistic little heroes who only know our versions of history, because the teachers are literally being taught that it is okay to only pick bits and pieces of history to fit our narrative, to fit the propaganda that they currently want to push out. And not for nothing, but I think it's a little crazy that the curriculum we use was owned and operated by Jeffrey Epstein's father-in-law. Just saying, the public school system's failing your kids take them out, and I'm definitely switching my major because I want nothing to do with these public school systems.
Miren amigos, son casi las 3 de la madrugada. La cámara detectó. Y miren, es mi hijo. ¿Me viste? Sí, y aquí está, miren. Voy a bajar a ver. Sí.
¿Qué es eso?
Mira.
¡Ah, la máquina! No.
Ah, su máquina, no mames. No mames, no mames. Está bien cañón todo esto, amigos. Sea lo que sea eso, nos quieren engañar, pero no lo van a lograr. ¿Quién eres? No es cierto. No. ¿Por qué dices eso? Tú no eres mi hijo, no digas mentiras. No lo eres, mi hijo está allá adentro. No. No vas a engañarme, no me vas a engañar. No lo eres. Quiero que te vayas. Vete de aquí. Lárgate de aquí. Lárgate de aquí. No eres. Mentiroso. La sangre de Cristo tiene poder. La sangre de Cristo tiene poder. Tú no eres de aquí. Es mentiroso.
Startling gaming trend with children sparking outrage for some parents in a Utah school district. That game, Five Nights at Epstein's. Our Jake White spoke with a concerned parent who wants schools now to get involved.
On Wednesday, parents took to social media, asking fellow parents in the Kearns community if they've ever heard of a disturbing video game that her son admitted to playing at school on the laptop that the Granite School District provides. The game?
I think it's disgusting.
Five Nights on Epstein's Island, that can be played on several websites for free, inspired by the popular video game Five Nights at Freddy's. But in this version, you're on Epstein Island with the goal of surviving 5 nights without being killed by not only late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, but other notable figures found in the Epstein files. Not only that, these photos you see here during the game might look a little familiar. That's because these are actual photos of the inside of Epstein's Virgin Island home on Little St. James, released by the DOJ. Michelle Martinez says her child has played the game and is devastated her now knows something as horrific as Jeffrey Epstein's crimes.
I was upset at the fact that he knew anything about Epstein.
And says her son's school in the Granite School District needs to work on what sites can be accessed on school computers.
Remove computers completely or spend the money and upgrade their technology to prevent these from being able to have access to games on their computers.
Granite School District is not the only school district facing this issue, as the game's popularity has spread to schools across the country. With free VPNs and proxies available on school computers, blocking access to certain websites on school computers turns into an almost impossible task, leaving parents across the country demanding tighter internet security at their local schools, ensuring their children are never exposed to disturbing games like this one, especially in their local schools.
I feel happy. I feel healthy. I'm a human being.
So this dude made a TikTok, and that's all he does in every video. I am happy, I am healthy, I am a human being. But a lot of people think that maybe he's trying to convince himself he's a human being, that he might actually be a vampire. Let me know what you think.
I feel happy. I feel healthy. I'm a human being.
Yeah, he's something, all right.
I feel happy. I feel healthy. I'm a human being.
Definitely something off about that guy. I think vampire might be right.
I feel happy. I feel healthy.
watching here is them draining all of the drinking water from this home. So they went onto somebody else's property, and now they forced that family out of their home. They're opening up their water reservoir, and they're literally draining out all of their clean drinking water. So they won't be able to drink, they won't be able to bathe, they won't be able to grow their crops. This is going to destroy this family's livelihood. Now, I want to be specific because we're at a point where the IDF's collapsing and the military isn't going to be able to back these people up anymore. And we're going to allow Iran to do a ground invasion into Palestine and liberate these citizens. So I just want to let these Israeli settlers know that you are living on borrowed time.
It's moving. What? Scam.
This girl was on her way to work when she noticed something extremely strange. This man's car was filled with bees. This is definitely something really strange. What do you think happened here? Let me know in the comments.
Oh. Boaz on the other side.
Now, this cave has been called the Door to Hell, a venue for satanic rites, and also a hub within a nationwide tunnel network. Now, the reason why it's called the Doorway to Hell is these videos here from inside the cave where I was not able to go. They have a door in there that they use for their rituals. And so this door is called the Door to Hell. And why would they have a door in the middle of a cave? What's the significance? If you look up the meaning of a door in Masonry, of course what it means is it's a portal from physical into the spiritual realm. And the next question is why, if your intent is heavenly or good, why do it in secret locked inside of a cave? The cave terminates at an underground lake, and it is quite a large lake. You can actually get into boats and boat through the lake. There's a small hole to access the lake from the end of the cave. So just an interesting piece of this cave is that at the back of it there's a massive lake, and essentially what came to mind to me is anything you wanted to dispose of could easily be dumped into that lake and would never be found again.
That's a person. Yeah.
Okay, so a few months ago, I saw this guy in the middle of the ocean, and he was just standing there looking around. This is how far out it was. And then I look a little bit closer at my footage, and look what I see. Like, look at this dolphin. And this has to be Gerald. Watch this. Have you ever seen dolphins do this? So now it all makes sense. Like, look at this dolphin. He's, like, floating on his back. Like, Gerald definitely would do something weird like that. So what I'm thinking happened is they recruited that guy that's in the ocean, and now they're, like, happy because he probably built them an underwater city, and it's, like, floating on their backs now. Dolphins only do that when they're happy and they're, like, playing around. The whole thing was just weird though, because after I saw the guy, he just completely disappeared and he never even came out of the water. I didn't know if I was going crazy, so I asked people at the beach if they saw him, and they said yeah, and they saw him go underwater, and they never saw him come up again. And now with the whole Gerald thing coming out, it all makes sense. He was definitely helping them build an underwater city.
Have you guys seen this video where the passenger on this plane is flying over Turkey and taking a video of the view and captures on camera what they think are people stranded on this island right here?
Yeah, no way you'd see people that good from that distance.
I'm here to tell you, those are not people, y'all. Look, this plane is some 30,000 feet up in the air, okay? Even a zoomed in shot, those people have to be extremely tall, like lighthouse type height. Bam. Yeah, that's not people right there. That's something else. Are these giants? Are there giants living on an island off the coast of Turkey?
They probably have a tunnel that connects underwater or something. I would guess.
Are you all responding to an emergency call? Are you all responding to an emergency call? No, I just wondered if you were. Oh, you can't be parked on the sidewalk then. It's illegal to park on a sidewalk unless you're responding to an emergency. So you'll be moving your vehicles promptly?
Yep, I'm gonna move.
Okay, I'll watch.
Yeah, okay.
It's the law, right? You know the law? The law you're sworn to uphold, you're aware of it? Are you not aware of the law? Are you not aware of the law? You guys swore a sacred oath to God to uphold it, but you don't even know it? You're not going to move it? You're just committed to breaking the law you swore to uphold that we pay your salary for you to uphold, but you think it's okay for you to break it? It is illegal for emergency vehicles to park on a sidewalk unless they are responding to an emergency call. You already confirmed you are not responding to an emergency call. That makes your behavior illegal. In violation of the laws you swore a sacred oath to God and to the people of this city to uphold. Do you need me to look the law up for you?
You can do whatever you want, buddy.
But why do you think you can do whatever you want? Just because you have a gun and a badge, you think it makes it okay for you to break the law?
You say so.
No, I want to know what you say. How do you justify? I do not have to, I'm a pedestrian.
Get out of here. Get out of here, okay?
This is why people don't trust the police, is because you disobey the law in broad public, and when you're called on it, you get defensive because you can't handle being confronted on your illegal behavior. Manny Laureano, I was in your symphony. This is a disgrace.
What are you getting my cups?
They're breaking the law. Don't you stand for law abiding?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It's an embarrassment that I was taught in symphony orchestra. Why do you support cops breaking the law in broad public, Manny Laureano? Sure.
First of all, take that mask off.
No, absolutely not. If you'd like to
Take
speak,
that mask off if you want to talk.
it blocks the harmful rays of the
Stop
sun.
using my name in public.
Why?
Are you kidding? You have a mask on. I don't know. Nobody knows who the hell.
Don't speak in public if you don't want your name spoken, especially in upholding outlaw behavior by police.
There's no outlaw behavior.
They cannot park on the sidewalk unless they are responding to an emergency call. They're endangering people.
They're not endangering anybody.
Why do you support cops breaking the law in public? Why?
They're keeping us safe.
Are they? Or are they harassing brown people outside of Target?
My name. I'm with this damn mask. I don't even know.
Yeah, I know, because he's afraid to identify himself. But
Of course he is. Those people that do bad things are the ones that are afraid to identify.
Right, yes, exactly. Thank you.
You guys first precinct? You guys first precinct?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Why do you guys park on the sidewalk in violation of the laws you swore to uphold? Does your oath to God mean nothing to you?
I saw it. You're all right.
Yeah.
This guy claims he's stuck in France in the year 2055 and can't find a way back. And everything he shows in his videos looks disturbingly unreal. For several years now, he's been posting clips that depict a future completely devoid of people. The footage shows empty streets and total silence. The roads are deserted, yet vending machines and terminals are still working, as if the country itself still exists, but its population has completely vanished. In some videos, he walks into stores and shows shelves full of video games made for the PlayStation 7. Even more unsettling, every single game on display is designed for that console, a system that doesn't even exist in our time. One detail in particular really alarmed viewers. A nearly empty vending machine with just one bottle left inside. The date on it is clearly visible, April 2055. According to him, it's a drink that hasn't even been released yet in our present day. Even more disturbing is the moment when he enters the Louvre and films the Mona Lisa from up close. The room is completely empty. No guards, no tourists, as if time itself has frozen. He does the same with the Eiffel Tower, showing it surrounded by absolute silence and emptiness. What makes the story even more unsettling is the fact that he started posting these videos long before the explosion of AI and modern visual tools.
Bro, what the fuck? Not again, bro. Somebody fucking crashed into the front of the house. Fucking serious, bro?
Pretty bad that he said not again, like it's happened before.
Are they okay?
I don't know. I'm gonna go check the back door. Ambulance. Fuck, look at this shit. Knocked down the house.
What do you think? Partially into a house? Any injuries?
I've never had this happen before. And this is weird. I've never had this happen.
All right, y'all. So this woman does editing for a living. And what she sees when she edits this video of Erica Kirk is absolutely horrifying. I'm not sure what to make of it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Check this out.
Pretty sure I'm going to regret this one, but before I get weird, I want to acknowledge the people that have said, please don't hold your mic, but attach it to your shirt. The challenge is I record pretty late at night most of the time, and I can't talk too loud. So just doing the best I have with what I got, but I'll be aware of not moving my hand around too much. I've done this for years, and this has never happened. Not once. Never, not once, never, ever, ever. We're talking hundreds of hours of editing, and it just so happens that it's with Erica Kirk. If you follow me, you know I edit videos all the time. That's what I do, and interject. I've never had this happen before. And this is weird. I've never had this happen. Scrolling back, and I do that every single time for every video, and I've never had this happen. Yeah, okay. I'm just kind of hoping somebody can explain this to me so I don't weird myself out, because... Did I mention this has never happened before? And if it is some weird technical thing, why now? Why after years and hundreds of hours of editing? Why now? Why her?
All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up for today. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you very much, and I'll catch you again in the next one. Peace.